geared toward aggression. Keeping that sniper this late into the game isn't for the third-party pick like people would think. No, it's for, hey, you have a wall. You're not expecting me to push through this wall. I'm in. Exactly. That's what it's meant for. And then boom, follow up with the shotgun compact SMG combo. So if we're seeing a 70 limbs, I think it's going to happen from Nova Dash. He has the tools necessary to make this happen. Even on this rotation, he is on the back end. Not many eyes on him. He is an unexpected threat right now. He's like a shark lurking in the water. Only one person really has eyes on him, but he's just lurking in the waters.
They made a window peek. Oh.
He needs to move, though. He needs to move. He needs to go and just, if he's going to play for this aggressive sniper play, he needs to do it.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of hesitation going on.
And maybe he's not thinking about it. Maybe he's just playing high. But here it is!
Ooh, you talked about
like I said, goes for it. He has him literally at nothing for HP.
This could be huge for Novash. 4 HP. Don't panic. Just calm down.
Needs to stay alive.
There's a med
and
kit.
It doesn't play out.
Yzma.
Doesn't play out. He had it, but here, like you said there, Zeke, hesitation right there in that moment. He should have just went for the zone. He could have done what he had planned if he just played for the zone. He didn't need to do it in the middle of the zone where there's other people there to contest him. He could have just been that threat lurking and then played super aggro on the zone. But here we have Zypan getting Carnifexed out of the game. Zypan currently now holding the top. It's 5 eliminations, and he's alive. So we're going to have to see if he could redeem the big bonus here. But okay.
Look at this new zone, man.
Yeah.
This is far, and it's down the mountain, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be something here. And TS is in a position to just drop somebody on him and just double barrel. He could come out big here. He might not be doing, too hot in some other categories, but he could really come out big. And Zypan with 6 eliminations.
Man, he's one away.
He needs to get the pick, but he also needs to worry about this rotation. This is critical. He's probably going to play it off late, play the launch pad, get into zone. I'm not 100. Here it is. It's happening.
Oh, the roof!
The roof! It's all crumbling. Zypan, he wants it so badly. He needs to make this rotation.
Oh, there's a player right here.
I would just focus the rotation at this point. It's not even worth. It's not worth the risk. He needs to get full HP. He cannot take a fight at 46 HP, and that's what you see him doing. He's just playing it out slow, getting back into the circle, taking it easy, because he needs to get back together before he throws it all away, or before it gets taken out of his reach. And that's what's happening here. Play it slow, play it easy. Don't worry. Get back to full HP.
We're down to 8 players, Myth. Zypan could be the first one to activate the big bonus. A huge 102 to shields.
He wants this, though.
Yeah. This would be 7. So again, he has to have 8. Once he hits 8 eliminations, he gets 1 point and the 7.5k. It's not that's a minigun.
Is that who I think it is?
Please don't do this.
Oh, yep, from up above. The minigun man.
Not like this. Right. Not like this.
Circle moving in 30 seconds, and Zypan, he could do it. He could pop off and get 1 elimination into another one, and get at least another elimination. I mean, even get victory royale if he gets materials and the things he needs out of these upcoming engagements.
Oh,
but his mat count right now is so tragic, and with this person with the minigun just holding it up top, what do you do?
He's only got 5 builds. That is now 4.
Oh, here we go.
This could be huge, man. If he eliminates his player, he gets 7, and then he just needs 1 more to activate big bonus. At 8 is when big bonus happens.
Man, people have builds, though, and Zypan doesn't, and that's the difference. And that might be the unfortunate, reality of the situation. As much as we want him to get it.
Oh, don't go to the zone. Don't touch the zone.
Okay.
Wait, did no one see him land?
Oh, Zypan got 7.
Okay,
he's gonna get
blood.
Oh, no! Zypan! Oh, it was
so close.
Right there.
He's now the closest. Zypan has 7 eliminations to be the closest.
There was, oh man, there were so many just opportunities for it to happen where just people had the mat count. People had it. So
Now,
It's just,
look at this.
what happens.
Legacy's down low.
Top 3. Top 3.
10 builds. That's it.
Yes. And I'm not exactly sure how it's stacked up here. We know one's on the ultimate high. It's Camo. And, okay, so 2 low. 1 ultimate low. That's Wixie. And then you got Skosas playing just, I think, mid-ground, right above Wixie. And then Camo up top, has the shockwave nades, has healthy HP in comparison to his opponent. The only person near close is Wixie, but Wixie's out!
Camo finds
Here's what happens.
5.
If he could just shockwave, boom, I'm in your 1-by-1. We might see it from Camo here. If he doesn't feel like dealing with this spray, that's what we'll see.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for it there.
That's what I would do.
Feel the ceiling? Yep.
Here it
touch
is.
the ceiling.
Boom.
Straight down. No,
Out
he
of
gets
the
this out of the zone.
Just
Where's
like
he?
planned.
Where's he? Where's the last guy?
Right below with a campfire,
Oh!
but he takes it anyways. Good stuff.
Wow. So Camo watched Atlantis Mitro's clip from last week. What is it? Week 2 when Mitro shockwave down. Now the angle wasn't quite perfect.
That's one word for it.
It was enough. It was enough to just kind of like set Skosas off because, like you see, he didn't even have enough. He was medkitting, which if he had done it correctly, he'd gone up to full. But it was enough to throw him off for a second.
That was dangerous.
That was really dangerous.
dangerous.
I want to almost see those final moments again. Yeah, that was crazy. Again, Zaipan 7 eliminations at 8. He would have activated big bonus. He probably saw it in that one final moment there. He was like, "This is it."
At that moment, at that moment, it's so hard not to tunnel on that. You know what I mean? And it's like, you could go for placement, but placement's not going to get you that extra. Like, it's riskier to play that instead of just playing for that extra elimination at the times. But maybe like him having, to 10, 20 mats. Maybe he should have just played it for the elimination and just said, "Hey, I'm not gonna let one elimination, ruin the chance for me to get, second or third or even a victory royale in some cases." But overall, I mean, with his circumstances, I think he played it to the best he could. I really, really, really wanted to see my boy with the heavy sniper rifle just go on a tear because being that close, having the 5-6 eliminations, having the heavy sniper rifle, and just your shotgun, your kit. Having the HP to do it all and make it happen, and then just it being taken away is so tragic.
Especially when he made that super sick play when you talk about, you're like, he has a heavy sniper, he's gonna punch through a wall, and then he hops off, punches through, swaps to SMG. The other player was ready for it though. They hopped up. They're like, "Here's the floor. I saw you coming a mile away." We'll take a look at some of the highlights coming out of that last game. Wow, that was a fun one.
That was a roller coaster of emotion.
That was.
I was so attached to certain players at times. Like I was like, he's gonna do it, and then things happen. But I was like emotionally attached to some of them.
We keep seeing them get so close to the big bonus. We're on the cusp. It's gonna happen. Man, these are a lot of fun games, man. I love seeing the loadouts that EU's using, the rotations they're making to maintain, right? Because that's the thing is, a lot of these players you saw, they're almost making the later rotations. They're letting people go in early, fortify up spots. And they're like, cool, I'm just going to use your build. I'm going to try and be efficient about my mat count. Now, this last game, a lot of players running lower on mats toward the end of the final few circles, which is interesting because like the first few games we watched, it was actually the opposite. We had players having upwards of 400 mats in the final circles. But, yeah, I mean, I just need to see a big bonus. We're so close.
Spike trap kill.
DK's got to feel pretty good about that one.
Here,
Camo.
Yeah, I would have been. I don't know what my reaction would have been, but I just would have been furious, to say the least, with myself. But he ended up winning anyway, so I'm happy for him.
You're saying if it had gone the other way?
I would have died. I would have been eliminated.
I would have been eliminated. I would have been 90 or 100th, 99. That's it. Boom. I'm gone down. Just gone. That was a super fun game to watch. We also have standings coming out of this last game. So let's take a look and see where players are. After that game, Camo jumps up. He's now in first place, pushing Boyer out. Again, though, it's only at 7 points. Right behind them, Tinny now picks up an additional point. So now we got 3 players, and with Rojo as well, tied at 6 points. Not too far behind. We have 4 players tied with 5 points. My heart is racing.
No, that game was phenomenal. I think something that I want to highlight that game were just so many great opportunities and so many great engagements taken by some of the players that were playing in there. Like, we've seen that fight that happened north side on that bridge, and just the patience and the precision that went into making that play. It was just phenomenal play overall by a lot of people that game.
You're talking about Yzma?
Yes.
Yeah. That was insane how he was running near it was near Risky, right?
Yeah.
Just east of Lazy Links.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just made it happen.
He just turned the whole thing around.
That was Fortnite, dude. That was Fortnite.
Anything
I have a saying. Like, when I see some real good stuff, I'm like, yo, this is Fortnite. That's Fortnite. That's what that was. That was that outplay, man. Just waiting. They reload the double barrel and just snap at him. That was Fortnite.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break. Get up, stretch, go get yourself a snack, find something to drink. We'll see you in 5 minutes. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Week 4 of the Fall Skirmish. I'm Zeke. This is Myth. We just took a 5-minute break. We are back. We have played 4 games total of European scene. We got 2 more left to play.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I'm enjoying these games. Last game was insane.
Zaipan being the closest at 7 eliminations. At 8, he would have seen the first big bonus of the day. Hasn't happened yet. We still have 2 games left to play. Now, if you're just joining us and you're like, Zeke, I haven't been here. What's going on? Fill me in here. What are we at? Let's first talk about the format, all right? Every week we swap up the format. This week is Big Bonus. This is a slight modification of last week's. We're playing 6 games total. They're all solos. Victory L's were worth 3 points. Second and third place are worth 2. And then 4th and 10th are worth 1.
Yep, and then 7+ eliminations are worth 3 points. 5 to 6 eliminations are worth 2 points. And then your 3 to 4 eliminations are going to be worth 1 point. But don't forget, every single elimination after 7 eliminations is going to deem you 1 point and $7.5 thousand.
That big bonus is game-changing. So don't forget, it's the top 20 solos that will place in the money. And before even placing, if someone can drop that big bonus. Now, keep in mind, it's per point, per elimination after 7. So at 8, you're giving 7.5K. At 9, you're getting 7.5K. If you got 10, that's another 7.5K. And the trend continues. Zaipan currently the closest one we've seen. 7 eliminations. He had that moment in last game. He was right in front of someone, and they unfortunately eliminated him. Couldn't see the big bonus. Again, we've got 2 games left to go. Whew. Are you guys psyched? I'm psyched. Are you psyched?
I'm psyched.
They're psyched. Let's also take a look at the standings coming into these final 2 games. So Camo currently sits at the top with 7 eliminations. Right behind him is Boyer, Tinny, and Rojo, all tied with 6. Right behind them, Merrick, Zaipan, Baines, and Heisel all have 5 points. There's really only a few point difference here, and don't forget it's top 20 that place in the money. So we'll hop over to the next page, and we'll see who currently sits in number 20. It's Macau. So Tyovsky, currently they're all in battle, so is Harmy, even the likes of Svenos, DK, and Rennick. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Even Yzma, that's where the chain stops. So if any of them can get 1 additional point, that's it. They're top 20.
Definitely.
And they still have 2 games left. Yeah. What are you hoping to see? For me, big bonus. That's it. Just do everything you've been doing.
Yeah.
Make these rotations, make these decisions, and then give us a big bonus. That's all we want to see.
Nah, I think the same. I'm with you on that 100%. You took the words out of my mouth. I just want to see a big bonus, and when I do see a big bonus, I got a row of party poppers in front of me, and it's happening mid-game.
There you go.
What's happening now?
What's happening now? Fortnite. Wait, did we do it again? Do it again one more time.
I'm doing one now.
Fortnite. Bam. Yeah, man, the games today have been incredible. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, this is the European scene. We have 6 games lined up for them. Shortly after that, we'll take a small little a break almost, and then we'll be back for 6 games in the North American scene. It's going to be an awesome day. We're almost halfway through this first one. It's been awesome casting with you.
Oh, thank you.
Myth has provided some pretty incredible commentary.
I try. I just hope somebody's learning something out there. And then if I do that, then my goal is reached. I'm not trying to like overanalyze things and sound like I know everything. I'm just trying to give what I see, basically, and I hope that it's definitely insightful for some of you guys out there.
There you go. Coming out of those first 4 games, we actually have some highlights coming out of the top 3 competitors currently. Let's take a look, man. So right here, Camo. This guy has been on fire all games. We've seen him just putting up those big numbers, and this is why he is currently top 3. Now again, Myth, we've got 2 games left to play. We saw even coming out of the game number 3, Tinny drops 5 eliminations in Victory Out. That puts him in 3rd. So it's not over until that final game is played, so we can kind of get those final standings. It's still anyone's game, and anyone could show up, right? If someone has 0 points.
Look at Boyer.
Yeah,
coming in huge here in that game-winning match. That was phenomenal.
Just some really incredible play all around. I mean, the rotations have been sound. You've got the play. I mean, this is the game where Tinny comes out of nowhere, right? With 0 points on the board, says, I'm going to find 5 eliminations, and I'm going to get myself a victory out. I'd like, I believe right now he's currently sitting in 3rd, right? Because we have an entire board shifted down. But man, oh man, these games have set the pace for the final 2. Like we talked about, we just need to see more of that. Do all of this that you're doing again for the last 2 games. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, I think a big note is I really want to see when it comes to like these late game decisions and this late game aggression. I want to see people play these rotations out right, and I want to see them, you know, when they have these kits that are meant for this late game aggression, for like this tunnel aggression, like make it happen, but prioritize just being safe first and then go for it. So hopefully we'll see that in here in the match 5.
Match number 5. Here we go. It is time for the second to last game. Don't forget, for you guys at home, hit us with that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know how you're enjoying all of the action. But here we go. Starting off with Skosis, man. Let's check out this battle bus. It's going north to south. I mean, right off the gate, what's surprising is we already see people hop out. A lot of times we see people like right at the halfway part of the map. They're like, okay, well now is go time. We're gonna hop out now. But right off the gate, everyone look how many little diamonds there are heading over to Risky Reels, even potentially Wailing Woods. Floating Island is also sitting there.
Yep. A lot of points for contention here. And what I like to see is, you know, you see Skosis right now as well playing the mansion on top of Haunted Hills. I think it's an interesting solo run.
Yeah.
It provides, you basically can farm max brick up there if you wish to. You could drop down to Haunted Hills, farm that out. You can make a rotation off Haunted Hills and go toward the house that's west of Pleasant, beneath that hill. Farm wood there, rotate out with the shadow, with the shadow stones, and really make something for yourself there. So, but I do think that like if the circle is far away, you could put yourself in an unfortunate position. And I think Skosis unfortunately didn't see that person there, but he has the ability to spray down people. And here we go, Motel. This is your Motel engagement, basically. What happens here? One person drops broken, another person will go toward Motel, and the person broken won this time around.
Wow. Sanity says, "I am the Nutcracker."
That's a hand cannon shot to the dome. It does that. It does that.
And now he's just like, all right, well, this has been fun here. I've got this rift to go. I've got your loot up top.
Yeah, he just needs to hang out there, and he has zone. So he has a lot of farming potential being in that Motel area. And here we go, Jiren. There are multiple people in Tilted Towers again. A few more people with more shield than we've seen before. You got a Markot having the entire apartment structure to himself. That's good. But I see Kenstar and Shlomi both playing L's. It might turn out to be in the same situation where these guys are contesting L's together and put themselves in a situation where, hey, Marge is just able to rotate on top of your guys' heads and hold you guys down there forever. So I don't know why the people that play there continue to play there, but hopefully we see something new come out of it next game. We got JL Tomo with with the double barrel, not in the effective range for the double barrel. His opponent knows he doesn't have it. He should come out clean. That is really, really unfortunate there for Toma. He used a double barrel in the range where it just isn't right. It's just that just wasn't the right time to take those shots, and he cost. And although he had the HP lead, he ended up paying the price for it. And Rody comes out big there, gets the elimination.
Back over to Tilted, man.
Kinstar and Shlomi. It's just gonna be back and forth with these guys going back and forth, and I just want to see. And there you go. You got people from other buildings. They won out on the action.
Let's take a look at this.
Toma.
This is Toma.
Early
this
game
how
engagement.
Things unfolded. We actually found an elimination there in Yoshi, but then couldn't call it up.
Oh, this is a Marcon. So he did contest for that and picked up an elimination early, which is pretty nice. And this is Sanity with his insane hit. Wait for it. Oh!
Got him.
Just wipes him off the side of that building. It's just gone.
That's it.
And now Ads it's weird to see Tilted Towers meta play out in these matches. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like in North America people are so aggressive in Tilted Towers, and I don't know if this is the first thing that I've been noticing. The differences between EU and NA gameplay is when people are Tilted Towers, they're just like hanging out there and just kind of waiting their time out. They know they have the rotation for free, but they're not getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
When in compared to NA, you know, the people are there. They get circled. They're like, nah, we scrapping. Like, I want to be the king of Tilted Towers. Is the mentality there, and it's really interesting to see the shift. And here now we have Archangel trying to get some shots in his opponent, glided away, disengaged, and both of these guys hanging on around Fatal. A lot of opportunity to get stacked up on mats here. Also, a lot of risk involved, though. With Fatal, there's a lot of rotations for other people to make. There are rifts that come from the southeast side of the map that people could take that still spawn around your Pleasant Park area. So, sorry, Paradise area. And that could be a huge risk. So it's going to be interesting to see how these players play it out. But on to Nova and Salty. He's hanging out Blue House. Nothing much happening for him, though. He seems to have one Salty overall. Maybe like one person dropped there with him. That's his elimination that he has.
Right.
And he kind of has it all himself. Some people might rotate in, rotate out, but it looks like he's just trying to get himself together overall. And here is a replay of a fight that actually happened, Salty, where Eric just lets him have it.
Yeah, there you go.
And back to Tilted Towers, it's
Kinstar, man.
It's so strange.
It's just like you're saying.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm baffled by this concept in a way because it doesn't seem. I don't understand it because it doesn't seem effective in many ways. I don't understand what's the larger what's the outcome out of it. What are you getting by not really moving and just hitting these walls that don't give you efficient enough brick? You have to go for those eliminations if you're going to drop Tilted because that's the rich part of Tilted, the amount of loot. But here we have a. Looks like, is this a 3-way fight? No, it's a 2-way fight, sorry, between Archangel, and he has the high ground. He has the heavy shotgun, and he's going to give it to him.
There you go. That's such a great point, though, dude. Over at Tilted, I mean, that's the whole point of Tilted is you land, you try to find eliminations. And sure, if you own Tilted, at that point you could say, like, all right, I'm going to sit here and farm up all the things that I want, but they're like you're saying, they're just, and it's the thing is, too, the longer you wait, the more you're just sitting in a house, you're not farming, you're not collecting more loot. You're not getting yourself in a position to rotate. You're just kind of waiting almost too long, you know?
Yeah, Zeke, exactly.
Now over to the Pain. So we get a north side circle. The circle is nearing Tilted like we've seen a little bit. It's nearing between these two corrupted zones. So these guys are going to have to start to rotate. Archangel's just chilling, though. He's like, I've got a little bit of time. The circle's right there.
Yeah. And it seems like the same people are in Tilted right now. Just looking at the map. The zone is closing in, Zeke. People are forced to move now. Things are happening. And people are still in Tilted with 0 eliminations and 200 mats. Yeah, so this is... It's going to be interesting to just see how it plays out. I kind of want to keep an eye on these people Tilted. Because what tends to happen is that they reach a point, they reach their boiling point, and they're like, hey, it's time to leave. And at that point, it's like, okay, you know, you could have done this years ago. But here we go. We still have people in there farming, looting, getting what they can. And as we do a pan through these players in Tilted, none of them have mats. None of them have anything to shine for. But I guess here's the trade-off of Tilted, actually, I guess, now that I'm looking at it, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more. You're going to be in a safe position, and you're most likely not going to be in a vulnerable spot to get shot by your other opponents. You could just be in a building. The only real opportunity for people to shoot are windows. So if nobody moves from their building, you just farm your building, you hang out, you play a very low risk, and... hey, buds.
Lei was trying to just be like, look, I might as well be eliminated in Storm. I can't let you have this.
Storm life.
Yeah, wise thug said. Too smart for you, friend. I'll take that chug jug. Thank you.
Yeah, so there you go. Replay of Harmy going up against Miss Rage, trying to find this elimination. Grabs it, jumping right over that wall. And here we go. We have Wise Thug with a minigun. He's not going to prioritize the minigun or the explodes because he wants to have the sniper, which I find to be kind of interesting, and I'll speak to that in a moment. But you got MZ taking this engagement, one shot with the double barrels, and he's pushing it forward. He's trying to phase through this wall with anything. He knows he's at nothing for HP. Taking the time to reload the double barrel, knowing that you could basically kill this guy, or sorry, eliminate this person with just a scratch of any bullet. So that's what his plan is. Just play the low ground, wait for him to peek, and maybe spray him down with an SMG. He doesn't have to play too insane right now to get this elimination. So I want to see him just take his time, play it out slowly, and bring Freaka to him. Because if he could do that, like he's doing, he's going for the breakdown. He knows he could win these.
So quick wall,
and there
but it's
is.
not enough.
Played it out slow, played it patiently. Beautiful play by MZ.
And then after all that, he didn't even affect his health. So he's just going to top off with a half shield. He gets to keep his med kit and then take all that extra loot.
Yes.
Let's check out this replay from Arctix. There you go.
Yep, that was Arctix. And Arctix seemed to be the healthiest person in Tilted in terms of material economy, actually. He seemed to have around 600-700 mats when everybody was in shambles, around 200-300.
Yeah, it was nothing.
So
yeah.
He's doing something right, and I think players should look at that. If they are going to play Tilted, and if they're going to play this passive style of Tilted, they should do that. The pump shot misses for Evelyn, and here we go. DK just taking it home, basically. Free kill handed him.
Yep,
he's going to take it.
Punish. He's like, if you're gonna miss, man, I'm not going to miss. Nice try.
Oh, vending machine.
The vending machine with the minis.
And so back to what I wanted to talk about when our fellow player here decided to trade and not take the minigun over the the sniper. I think there was an opportunity missed there. I don't know. I don't think there are enough eliminations, or there's enough elimination opportunity during like these parts of the game where just trying to third party somebody with a sniper. Those shots are those type of kills aren't very common. Simply because players are always moving. You don't have a lot of opportunity to hit people, and Loya lasered by MZ, getting these eliminations that are showing up to be huge here. But yeah, back to the minigun. The minigun, you're able to use it in a lot more situations than that sniper. So why not take that, have it as something where you could get into somebody's face, spray them down. I mean, there's most times where you could win a battle with a minigun if the person doesn't have a double barrel in most situations. Like you could get in their face and do that, or just completely just waste all their mats and then hard push them. So I wish I would have seen that out of that player, him taking the minigun over the sniper, but that is long far past. We have MZ taking a shadow cube, getting into the circle. This is quite a free rotation from him. I don't know if there's that many people posted up on these hills, but good play overall, being able to just use those and get into the zone quite freely. Now around the land bridge around Tomato Temple, we do have Wiki going up against an opponent, repping the Lucky Llamas. Can I get the banners in chat, please and thank you? I know your emote mode, so let me see them.
There you go.
All right.
Look how many players around here, Myth.
Yeah.
You got one northbound, some out in the west coming in.
And they're both fighting for the speck of land, which I find to be quite interesting in the zone. They're both playing for that high ground on that, when they're all going to have to push into those opponents. So right now, I would question if staying here is worth it. We hear some chaos happening somewhere else. Getting RPG'd, there's a lot of pressure here. I would heavily consider just leaving this and going somewhere else. Unfortunately, it's too late for Wixie. John gonna apply the pressure when it matters the most. Wixie gonna try to apply some pressure back, gains the high ground, has a solid position over his opponent. His opponent playing for the high ground back again. Wixie trying to heal up in any way he can. He has a grappler. I don't know if he'll try to go for high ground here or if he'll go for the disengage, but he has to make something happen. His opponent knows he's low and he has an RPG, but John just holding the high. He's playing it a bit slower, which I respect. Because at the end of the day, he knows for a fact John will never let him heal. You want to know why? He has an RPG. If he lets him, if he lets him heal, that's a flaw on John. But John, definitely, there should be no opportunity for Wixie to heal, and guess what? He isn't. So we'll see how John play it out.
I mean, he does have the 5 rockets, right? It's almost like, why not just start burning some of these rockets to cut through
the campfire does come out. The campfire and the minis do come out. John did not take advantage of his pressure that he had, and in turn, he is paying the cost every single second that campfire is going off.
Right.
And guess what? Wixie's playing for the high ground.
Oh, man. You got the roof.
Third parties are coming in now. Third parties are coming in. There's a lot of tension here between these two players where they're just kind of going for the high ground one after the other. But now look what happened. Both of these players said, hey, you know, this engagement really wasn't worth it. Let's rotate out. So there's something about having that sort of foresight and just even taking a second to slow down and look the other way. I know that, you know, obviously these players can't see the players on the map, but that 1x1 wasn't built there before. That was visible. They both had knowledge that people were not built up on the edge of the circle, and one of them could have gotten to the zone a lot earlier. In my opinion, I think that entire engagement could have been avoided, and they both could have. One of these guys could have come out in a better situation, and in theory, both of them, because they both wasted mats, they both wasted ammunition, and
rockets.
Yeah, rockets, and you know, the health in the campfire was missing well. And Svenos in a tight situation here, go for the grappler play.
Is it enough?
Oh, the spray from up above. Wait, no, wasn't up above? Yeah.
Yep, he did it mid-air.
Using those shockwaves to make the best of his position, get into a position that's more favorable, is what it looks like, yeah. He's in a pretty good position. And there we're back with Wixie and John. And this is going to be a tell, to be honest, because I think both of these players, it seems like they both have this play style where they're both hyper-focused on each other. So I think it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens and develops out of both of these players. It's going to be an interesting time.
We got 20 seconds before this next circle reveals itself. That's a good point, though, man. They're still just here. They haven't really done anything. They fought for a little while. John wasted a bunch of rockets, and now we're just kind of back to square one. Hey, man, I respect you. You know I'm here. I know you're here. We'll fight in a little bit. Yeah, man.
That's the scary part of all of this. And here's the thing. Camo, I'm certain if we pan to Camo, he has 2K mats. Or he'll have at least 1,500. And maybe I'm eating my own words here, but he had the northwest position of the map completely alone again. He had the metal farm just completely available for him. Again, uncontested on drop. I noticed that. And that's going to be huge for him during this game. That's probably something that also isn't talked about a ton, where if you get a drop, if you get a solid drop that's decent, has a good amount of farm, and it's you there alone, you're going to, and let's say you get a zone like he did, like the zone was kind of favorable toward his side, you're going to be put in such a good position for your mid game, for your late game. But here's John. Like I said, trying to distance himself away from his opponent. A little build fight happening here. Oh, the edit! They go for it.
Almost taking mid damage there. Almost. Tfue
knows he's going up.
To close in.
Beautiful tracking by Ty there. I just want to make that noted. He's seen that his opponent built a ramp, and he's so quick to just realign toward that high ground. Gets in the elimination.
And a chug jug for his trouble.
Extremely valuable situation that ended up playing in favor for Ty, because he didn't get so fixated on playing that fight a certain way. He played on his opponent that he knew he had he had damage on, and so that was really well done by Ty. And I think that was something. It was small things that led to a bigger picture there, and
yeah,
that was really well played. But here we go, Arctic, sorry, with around 2K mats, 1.8K mats, going into the late game here. Not a bad position to be in. We see the double campfire.
Okay.
This could be big for Arctic here.
Do you think heal off, or you think he uses one now to top off?
It could possibly. We have 33 people in this zone, Zeke. I think this might have been one of the highest, head counts for late
so
game.
far.
Yeah, so far. So this might turn into something that might lead to a heal off, or just might lead to him taking damage, because he doesn't have any health meds, but he does have those 2 campfires. So if he doesn't take damage, he's able to play to heal late when nobody else could heal. But let's say he doesn't take damage, he could play for it later in the game and have that sort of flexibility. And with the zone and the way that it is looking, look at the amount, and there's Camo with his mat count, like I said, pretty healthy for his current position in the game, not too far away from the zone. He should be fine in this during this next rotation, but I think he might go for a pick. But currently, with the zone coming, and the zone is currently fixated toward the west side. That's where people are going to have to move. The east side, there's about 4 people there. But with the amount of people that there are so tucked into that northern region, I would risk the biscuit right now and just go for that early rotation. No one's looking for you. If you're in a fight with another person, leave it. Don't worry about them. They're going to be rotating soon too. They most likely won't laser you at this point. Like this fight between. And I mean, is this them? Are these the 2 boys? Is this Wixie and John? I swear, if it's John.
One tag. I don't think it is. This could be someone else.
Oh, just go for the spray down.
Come on, Wixie. He's out. He's going to take a bunch of storm damage.
Oh, good rocket block.
Oh,
there we go.
It was Dalucard.
Yeah,
okay.
That was Dalucard, yeah.
Okay. I was like, if it is John. If that had been John.
Can you imagine? But now these players are making these rotations while these players are already set up at this position. It's going to be extremely difficult for them to get into the zone now. But if they were to try to prioritize a little bit earlier, it's difficult though because of these players and them being already in the zone. But if you had any sort of mobility to get you in, it would have been extremely valuable in my opinion.
Ooh. Man, Camo's using a ton of his mastery.
Camo's Lucky Llama?
He is.
Hey! I like that!
Trying to represent his own club.
Okay, Camo. Listen, I like him a lot more now.
There you go. Because he's a Lucky Llama.
Well, I liked him a lot before, but
now it's like a little more.
Now it's
like
like
that
a little
extra,
more.
like that cherry on top. I got you.
So, currently right
side.
now, we have Arctic is leading right now when it comes to being alive and having eliminations. Yes, 3. It's going to be 27 alive, Zeke. This is, I'm pretty sure, this is a lot of people right now in this circle. People haven't been able to find eliminations. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that have more than 1 kill this circle. People have not been killing this game the way the zone's played, whatever may have happened, the loot they've gotten. Late game is about to get insane. A lot of eliminations are going to happen. Rennick finding his way into the zone, using other players' paths. He's going to have to break through some stuff here. He's going to cut himself off. No, he finds a gap. Lovely, perfect.
And some loot.
And a beautiful rotation that he didn't waste too much. But oh!
Tyke turns the corner and says, Rennick, I saw you. Why did you stop for a moment?
Woo. Now Zypan leading 4 kills. Arctix gets taken out by Gandalf. Here we got Ty up high, just letting it rain, representing the Scully gang. Letting him have it, trying to push in. Like I said, it's toward that point of the game. Just make sure you have that rotation and then try to find your picks. Oh,
there you go.
He gets it. Oh,
2 back-to-back on Zypan.
He's in the circle. He made the circle. He made it like just beautifully. He knows somebody's behind there though.
Ooh, re-editing the wall cost him damage there.
Oh no, missing that shot. Might have been heavy. 4 eliminations. Getting sprayed from all sorts of positions. Somebody's in his 1-by-1. He takes him out from up above. Gandalf gets 5 eliminations, gets himself in that 2-point category, and Gandalf is holding it from really high up above. Making sure he's got this high ground. We do need somebody to use the Rift to go. No, I want you to notice this. Nobody really has focus on this guy with the Rift to go. He is holding high. Gandalf starts to pay some attention toward it, but it might... I don't think Gandalf could hold it. I don't think he has the ability.
Oh, look, Sandel right down below.
Are these players going to glide on? I think they might have went for low ground. Oh, no, you hear them still gliding.
Yeah, they're coming down. I think they might... Are they going to come? They're not going to come down on Gandalf.
Yeah, they're not. They decided to play it out differently.
Yeah.
They played it toward the zone. Because I don't think Gandalf is even in zone yet with this other player. They're still making their way forward. So these players that glided are going to have the new high ground, I'm pretty sure. Unless Gandalf could do something to keep it over these players built in that brick structure. To his left, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no. So he does have high ground with 130 mats.
I mean, he's even got the med kit to top off. Ammo's not looking too great right now, man.
What do you do in a situation where you are in the dominant position, but you do not have the capacity, right? The capacity or the things necessary to stay in that dominant position.
I think you do exactly what Gandalf's doing here.
Yes, exactly. I was just about to say, you take advantage of what other people built for you, and you make lemons out of lemonade, and that's what Gandalf is doing. One player lost to the Storm. Sadly, that's not an elimination he could get. He's making his way through the zone, looking for another elimination. Find somebody through a window. He's trying to get in. He wants the fight. He doesn't have any mats, but he wants it.
Oh, look at him sneaking. There's right here. Why did you shoot it? You should have pickaxed it.
This might be good for him either way. Could he make it through the cracks?
Oh, he's
these two players are fighting. This is actually could be good for Gandalf, but
Boyer knows. Okay. Look, Boyer knows.
Yeah, this could be good for Gandalf. These two players are most likely going to fight each other. Actually, Powder having a med kit as well. The meds that people have. This could get insane. I really hope Gandalf could get out of this situation, but he's going to play in zone.
In the zone?
Wait. He doesn't have the mats.
Go back. You got to just run through.
There you go. It's the elimination.
It's Powder
up top from up above. Playing the low ground excellently. Gandalf so close to the 7th elimination gets taken down by Powder. Powder has 15 HPZ. 15.
We talked about that, Myth. That must feel real bad. It was close.
We said it right before. Make lemons out of lemonade. He was not. Here's this replay. Beautiful shot by Powder. Beautiful shot by Powder.
He cracks him for so
But we just talked about that, where he wasn't in the dominant position, and quick thinking, being on his feet, led him to getting that elimination at the end there, getting toward the 6. And even though he didn't really gain a point or anything, it gave him the 2nd place. It gave him another point. Well, he would have been 2nd as well. But anyways, listen, getting another kill is cool. Yeah. And plus, he would have gotten the 7 as well if he would have gotten him from up top, 15 HP.
Yeah.
But that could have really turned out to be a situation where he came out with an additional point. At 2 additional points, speaking of that, because he would have gotten the Victory Royale and the 7.
That would have been huge.
Right? And that could have been an insane opportunity. And he played down. He said, okay, just be patient. Play for people that are trying to heal toward this zone and just apply a lot of pressure. And that's what he did. That's what got him, I think, so far there at the end, where he wasn't playing that high ground anymore.
Even dipping into the Storm.
Yeah, like I said,
him in Elim.
That was risky, right? Like that, he didn't know that area was going to be clear or have brick that he could push forward through. But if he would have never made that decision in the first place, if he would have never had that confidence to even push for that, he would have never been in that opportunity in the first place. He would have never been in the opportunity to make that decision.
Yeah.
If he wasn't in the right mindset, and just that shows a lot of confidence, a lot of strength of a player making those type of decisions in that type of situation.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Myth. Let's take a look at some of the replays coming out of this game. Number 5. I think that was honestly, from a lot of what we saw from this game, it was a lot of confidence, man. There was a lot of confidence plays coming out. You can really tell a lot of players kind of hit their stride there. And
got the rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. And this is something we've touched on over the last few weeks is confidence. How that lends itself to your gameplay, right? If you go into a fight and you're like, I don't think I can win this, you've already lost the fight. Without even starting, you've lost because you don't believe in your ability to win. Now, if you go in and you're like, look, regardless of win or lose, I'm just going to play this out to the best I can. You have a much better chance.
Yeah, he could have just been like, oh, man, Storm? Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, or oh, well, Powder's got high ground. I guess I just lose. That's it. Instead, he's like, you know what? Don't care. Let's go into the zone.
I'm going to get you down to 15 HP. I'm not going to give you this win. That's the mentality to have. I'm not gonna give you this win. I might not even have legs, but I'm crawling, baby, with my arms. You're not having it, and that's what we've seen out of him there. Plain and simple.
That was so good. So Powder picks up a victory royale. My, oh my. That means we have one game left to play, Myth. You guys are so unbelievably impressive. What do we say in these situations, man? Like, you guys at home are probably watching just being like, dude, EU, you guys are killing it. What's going on?
We don't say anything. We pop party poppers. Just kidding.
No.
Not yet. Only for the...
For the last one? Okay.
Only for the big bonus.
I'm going to put like four in my hands, like pop them.
You're so ready. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, finally.
Party poppers. No words.
Man, that's a good point. We still haven't even seen a big bonus happen yet.
Yeah.
You can tell, though, a lot of these players, they're turning on the aggression. They're like, look, big bonus. I'm right there. I'm 2 eliminations away, 3 eliminations away. It's go time. But
no doubt.
Now going into the final game. Standings time. Let's take a look.
Let me see them.
Where are people at right now? Boyer maintaining that first place. So again, he's got 8 points. Camo, though, right behind him, a lucky llama.
Represent.
Coming in second with 7 points. Merrick and Tinny again right behind them, as well as Zypound. Now Rojo all with 6 points. Powder coming in after that game. Comes out of nowhere with 5 points heading into this final game. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it's the top 20 solos that will place in the money. So right now, Dab currently in 20th, Sieba, Scosis, Artix, all fighting for that 20th spot. But, I mean, they're not that far away. Even someone like Svenos, if Svenos picks up 2 points and Sieba doesn't, that's it. Svenos is currently in top 20. Even DK, I mean, even the likes of Yzma, we saw that crazy outplay coming out earlier. It's still anyone's game. Anything can happen, and we've got 1 game left to settle things.
Yep.
What about you guys at home? Have you been enjoying this crazy action? Hit us with that hashtag #FallSkirmish. Let us know your thoughts. We love having a conversation with you. There's been some crazy games, man. Yes. We still have 6 games coming up later for North America.
Oh, yeah. Hometown, baby. I know all the players, to talk to them. I'll be making fun of them. No, just kidding. But, yeah, it's gonna be nice to be, like, behind the caster desk, seeing like these guys play that I'm like talking to every single day, you know, like seeing these people that I've seen day one, you know, put in the time and effort. And of course, I mean, there's EU guys that have done the same thing, no doubt, but this is just the players that I've been around. It's like my hometown, you know? So I'm excited for these NA matches, man. I'm excited for them. I'm excited.
It's going to be good. It's going to be pretty fun, to say the least. Now, I'm curious to see, because obviously you've been competing in these, and now you get to sit on this side of the desk.
Yeah.
What are some takeaways that you have, right? Like, is there something you maybe like learned, or now you get to see the whole map, or you get to see the battlefield out in front of you, and kind of like see people's play styles, what they're doing, things like that. Is there something you have a takeaway from that so far?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot to learn from just looking at anyone's gameplay and reviewing it, your own, another player's, and every time you look at gameplay from the broad sense, you see what you could do in that situation, or what this player could have done in that situation. So there's a lot of learning, even from me, while I'm calling out this stuff, and while maybe other people may be learning at home, but I'm learning as well. Like, I'm seeing how some of these players, when they're put in the aggressive situation, when they have the tools, they focus on the tools too much and they forget about the rotation. And just personally, that's something that ended up happening with me last week or a week or two ago with the solos. I had the tools and I didn't execute with my tools because I wasn't focused, because I was hyper focused on the rotation and not my tools. So having that balance of both is going to be vital. And going into game number 6, the battle bus is launched. It's going to be quite interesting to see how players use their tools and keep everything in that nice balance so that they can come out successful.
I think something to add to that as well, Myth, is they're probably going to do everything they can. They're going to play their hearts out, because you don't want to end the day, you know, not giving it 110% or going in, right? It's
time. Like, if things haven't been going your way, maybe it's time to switch something up, do something different. It's the last game. I mean, legitimately speaking, with the way these games have been going, somebody could show up and end up top 10.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Especially with big bonus still on the table.
Yes. Easily. That's something that could legitimately happen. And this is a bus glide that we haven't seen much of this tourney, starting from the lower side of the map, going up from I'm pretty sure it was from the west side. So It's going to be interesting to see how people play. I'm going to guess that northwest corner of the map is going to be more contested. Seems like there's a lot more people gliding toward that area. So I think we might see some contention there for our boy that lands Junk Junction every game.
The lone man.
Our lucky llama out there. Legit, he's a lucky llama soldier out there. And it's going to be fun to see it all go down. But here we go. Arctix is in his hometown. And I think this is important, man. Having a spot that you are comfortable playing in, that you know like the back of your hand, that you are so comfortable with, is vital for solo gameplay. Knowing where people are. If you get shot from a direction you don't know, being able to flick and be like, he's there, without even thinking about it, is so important. And the fact that he is successful in this drop too is huge.
Right.
And it's so critical to his success that he's been having here at Tilted Towers. And I want to see how it turns out again, because I want to see if he's consistent with it. And it does seem like he's been, but I want to see how game number 6 goes for him. But anyways, we got some fighting happening over at the chair drop with Drafts in a little bit of a build fight here.
Getting third party, looks like.
That was the same guy. He just dipped from the fight and got a little angle on him. Now Draft's in a tough situation in this early game fight. He has the bandies. Skix does have the tools to apply pressure, but just decides to run away anyways. Skix being a lucky llama. We're going to see what he's able to do. I don't know exactly what Draft's mat count was, but I think if Skix were to apply pressure, I think he would have been able to come out victorious there. And actually, Draft seems like he's out of mats. He's not building.
He's got the clingers, though.
Oh, this could be risky. The zero mat battle.
He's forcing Skix to make a move, but Skix comes out on top.
Yes. So that was very well played by him there. Being able to take his time and his pressure. I think that was just that was just an aim battle at the end there, and Skix came out on top. And that's all that really was. Risky reels over here with Rody.
And look at all the loot.
Zari.
Look, Zari just walks up, builds a 1x1, and says, all the ammo, all the things that I want are now mine. All right, Rody, now
you don't want to give up this spot. That's the thing about landing here. If somebody contests you for it, you want to win it. Because with the amount of... This is a resource-rich area. Northeast side of the map is such a resource-rich area. And the reason I say that is because you got the trees. You got these cars at Risky. You have the rock field as well, just west of Wailing Woods, sorry. And all that stuff is super valuable. So if you get a circle, you want to be able to farm as much as you can of those areas. And that's why Rody is so just persistent and just wanting this area, because he wants that metal. He wants that late game building material.
And he's in a tough spot, Martin. If you saw his loader, he's got 2 ARs, a blue and a gray. One has 28 bullets, one has 23. They both have a single clip. Where on the other side, Zari's like, hey, I've got a burst, that's full. I've got a blue AR, I've got attack, I've got 2 boogies. I've also got shields, got minis. You want to fight? I mean, let's go, man.
And the thing is, everybody on that northeast side, they have that rotation because of that floating island. Can't forget about that. I don't know if we've seen much play out of it yet, but I'm certain people have been using it and have been taking advantage of the fact that's there, because you could farm. If you don't get the zone, you could farm for a much longer time if you just have that rotation to get out of there. But here we go, Freak in the middle of a build fight. Building it up, double barrel from the back.
He takes down Arctix, Smith.
Oh, he did. Wow. I think Arctix was in the middle fighting somebody else too, wasn't he? Wasn't he at like high ground? Yeah.
Now the pain here closing in on Kinstar.
Starting the pain. Hey, this is... I mean, to be honest, I wanted these guys to drop somewhere else, man. It's the same 2 people that drop L's, or like there's always the 2 people dropping L. Oh, and Kinstar's gone.
By Freaky, okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right.
It's the same thing that keeps happening L's here, and I'm just surprised they haven't tried going for a different drop.
Right.
You end up with 200 mats, and you're stuck like that basically until the zone. Ooh, elite.
He went out with a bang.
Truth.
He tried to take Veins with him, but did not work out.
Wait, so Veins? Oh, Veins didn't get the kill.
Nope.
Feels bad, man.
Yep. Eliminations to his name. That's such a great point, though, Myth. You know, you've got 6 games to play and show up, right? And
yeah.
Let's say after 5, it's not working out. it's some players might be like, look, I'm just going to stick to my guns and I'm going to show up here. But sometimes you just got to take a step back and say, look, you know what? Let's just switch it up.
Yeah, this isn't working. And even if you aren't going to come out, oh my!
Rody caught
Hupek
between
Zari.
two.
Just
Hupek,
giving him the pain.
Yeah, Hupek's like, I'll take that loot. Thank you, Zari.
But even if you aren't going to come out victorious, right? You at least want to get into the habit of switching things up when the times are going rough. You know what I mean? And that's what I think is big. And we see these players leaving. They said now it's time to go, but they are not in. Their material economy is not where it needs to be entering the circle and to be going to this position that they're going to, which is right above Walling. They're going for higher glides. Yep. They're going to play for this, then they're all going to dip. But this is
the rotation, man.
Yeah, this is going to be the turning point for both of these players.
Cows up top.
And here's why. Zari's deciding to stay up there or float around?
He just saw Macau. Yeah, he shouldn't have bailed.
Around? Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be the turning point for both of these guys. And I say that for two reasons. They could glide, scout out the area, find somewhere where the materials are rich, where no players are, scout it out, land there, and get themselves in a better position, or they could end up in a bad position in between a pinch. But now we're on to Sops. Was in the middle of a build fight around Shifty. There are people all around these guys, though. And they're also using the Shadow Stones. I don't know what's going to happen or where he's going to go, but there's a red guy behind him. And
Powder.
Take a second.
That is a stink bomb. Well,
Stinks.
Powder smelt it, and that's it.
No doubt.
Heisel was lost in the storm there as well, taking a look at the kill feed. My, oh my. Checking out this replay from Jacob.
Clean.
There you go. That's all you get.
I would love to see him use a rocket launcher there. You know?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Mary slowly making the rotation with the Shadow Cube. And avoiding Shifty. Mary's like, I'm good.
Those people are there.
Go over there.
2 kills on the board. There's no need to risk it like that. You know, get the zone, let them run into you, and then grab those eliminations. But currently at the top of the board, 3 eliminations. We have Eric. He's doing pretty well on health. I think he's one of the people that are the furthest away from the storm. So that's something that could be dangerous. That's something that could cause some strain. Mary Gaiman being a part of Lucky Llamas, let me tell you, I love to see it, that banner. I love to see it. I love all the EU players that rep that banner all day. And, oh, dude, Keka's getting put in a situation here where Taboo just wants him to come out to him, but I'm surprised Taboo isn't playing the situation out. Smart, because why force something that you don't think you're going to get? You don't have any explosives. You don't have anything to really apply the pressure that you need. And his ammo isn't low, so good play by Taboo to just know when to back off. That seems having that like strength and just saying no,
that game
it's not
sense
for me.
To be like, you know, I don't want to fight this anymore. Like, this isn't worth it. Because again, it goes back to what we touched on earlier. You either stay too long in an engagement and you're lost to the storm, or you're in a really bad spot. You just say, look, man, I'm gonna go to safety. It's the final game.
Oh baby!
Oh my gosh, the first llama of the fall.
That's a
skirmish.
sign, baby. That's a sign. Where's my boy? Where's my boy from Ghost at?
The lucky
He's winning
llamas.
this game. That's a sign.
Now hold on. He spit out a bush.
Yep.
What does that mean? Is he trying to send you a message? What do you?
I don't think so.
Is that lucky llama secretly a bush bandit?
Oh my God, he is!
Archangel is a bush bandit, so he not only let us know, but the llama said, I align myself with the bush bandits. Betrayal.
So
rough time. But Ark's in a pretty good spot. Picks up a bunch of stuff from that llama. Now he's like, all right, well, I got a free mats, free ammo, all the things, a grappler, a fresh grappler as well.
It's a pretty slow match overall. Like there's all these people Fatal Fields, but not much happening for any of them. If you really look at it, there's just taking their time, farming, spacing each other out. Look how spaced out they are from each other. But Carnifex taking the elimination.
Ooh.
Cleaning
This
it
is
up.
down, man.
Boy,
look at that. Take a look at the top right. Look how you said it exactly right. Look at the space.
They all respect each other's space. And it might even be something deeper than that. All these players might not have anything to like play out the engagement toward their advantage. They might not have the explodes necessary. They might not have the right weapons. So instead, they're just going to be like, hey, we're all center circle. Instead of wasting stuff, let me just chill, see how the zone plays. And I think that's what every single player near Fatal is doing right now. They're looking at each other, seeing where rotations are coming in from, getting so much information from these positions, and then they're going to play out the next circle toward their advantage.
Oh,
and there's our boy,
did you see the llamas?
Lucky Llamas represent. Lucky Llamas up.
Yo, Carnifex is like, I'd like this elimination, please. I need one more. Doing everything. Yeah, look at it.
Yeah, but at this point, just get into the zone.
Yeah. Especially it's going to be ticking for quite a bit now.
And then look at this person on the other side. That's what he's going to do. He's going to get the position that Carnifex could have had.
Now Slug is like, well,
Slug's moving,
this is rough. I just healed the full, and I'm taking storm damage. And I think Carnifex is gone. Just kidding. Carnifex is still here. Carnifex, please.
It's the elim.
That's
going to be dangerous.
That's a quad launcher.
Indeed.
That's what that was.
Yup. And mid-grappler. Beautiful shot.
Jacob said, look, Carnifex, I know you've been at the forefront. I would now like to be the forefront. It's the last game, friend. Give me a shot here.
And think about that. Like, if he would have just said, hey, I'm not trying to play. I'm not trying to zone push you, right? I'm not trying to play for you inside the storm, buddy. And just played for his position, he would have been in the position to counter both those guys. But Jacob, building up toward this hill,
it's Amar. He gets blocked.
Yeah. They're in it. They're both committed to this fight. And Mary Gaming,
Mary, though, with the third party.
She holding that position there is big. I'm kind of confused why either of these players played for that high ground. The zone has already moved. I want to say it's a lack of awareness from both of their ends. Like, the guy that grappled on to him didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
But then you didn't need to grapple onto the hill to get beamed in the first place. You could have gone toward the zone or done something else in that situation to give you a lot more success, because you got a bit of a run to go.
Yeah.
And we can see, and Gandalf was right down there with them, but he rotated toward the circle, and he's making his way. Yeah, he's good. He went to the Shadow Rocks, and he's good.
Mid. Barry picks up the quad launcher, reloads it.
Snipe midair with it.
So Amar was like, look, I'm out of here. I mean, look, I appreciate the aggression coming out from Mary, saying, look, I've got 3 eliminations. I'm going to third party you.
Yeah.
Realizes Amar at that moment was low, pushes in, but Amar plays it very slow, very reserved, and then can bail out there.
I agree with all that, and I think what's going to be the toughest ride for Mary right now, what's going to be the deciding fate in Mary's legacy in this game, basically, is making this next rotation. The west side of the circle is so stacked. There are people lined up all on the west side. It is going to be so difficult to get a position in if they don't play it out correctly. So we'll see what happens. They do have the Shadow Stone, so they will make it in, I'm pretty sure. But
look at Saipan currently with no eliminations. Scratch that, he's got 1, and now he's got minis, a half
now we have...
Ooh.
I want to make it notice that there are 3 people currently tied for elimination, Zeke.
Yeah, all at the 6 points.
All have 3 eliminations in this match, and they're all alive. So if there's going to be a match where you need a race for it, this might be the match. The player count is healthy. It could happen.
I mean, you've got right now it's Tyovsky, Eric, and Mary Gaming with the 3 like you're talking about.
And it's the last game.
It's the last game. Big bonuses still on the table.
Definitely.
I mean, this is it. This is the time to slay out. Look, Svenos is still alive across the way. Look at this, man. Coming back to Fatal Fields. Everyone, like you're talking about, they're just respecting each other. Hey, guys, we're going to rotate here in a second. Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. Let's figure this out. We're down to 27. Look at this. Wow. These fields are going to prove to be fatal here once we get this new safe zone. So now we are dead. This is a dead center circle.
It is. It is. And the way this plays out is here we have Kingwin. Oh, sorry. Ty is actually on the top of the map. And guess what? He's getting into the circle for free. His rotation, he knows there's no one's around him. He's going to have this north side of the circle with the least amount of pressure and put himself in a position where he could just take advantage of a lot of people and a lot of people rotating in from his west, from his south, from his east. The only player he has to worry about is Jiren. And Jiren, I doubt that he's going to be a threat to him. He just wants to get into the zone probably as well.
Looks like he's zeroing in on him. He might have been using a Rift to go there because he zeroed in on him very quickly. But look at this, man. Everyone's coming in from the west. This is going to get congested very quickly. And you can see kind of some players already starting to just fortify. They're like, look, this is my spot. This is my home. Stay out.
Yeah.
But look, on the east side there, you got 3 players. West side, it's just full of players.
Yes, that is exactly where eliminations are about to happen. That west side of the circle, all those people that were fatal, that were hanging out there, they're now regretting that decision of staying there so long. They're now saying, they're now curious about if that was the right move to take. And we'll see that play in effect where now Ty has the ability to hit some of these players. And here's the thing, Eric and Ty are pretty close to each other. I think they have a little bit of a hill kind of separating them, but they're pretty close to one another, and they're both top 3 players. So they're going to be kind of fighting for eliminations here if they're trying to go for the 7+ kills. And here we go. Now people are getting comfortable. Most people are in the zone. No, not many people are still rotating in. 30 seconds till it closes officially. And let's take a little look at Ty's loadout overall. He has the mats. He has the grappler. And combined just with those two, just with that, let's just focus on that for a minute. He has the ability to play for high ground. He has the ability to retake. He just needs to know his time and his place. And that is it. If he knows his time and his place, he'll be perfect. He'll be fine. And another player actually entered the 3-kill realm. It is now, man. Say hello, Roma. It's gonna be a fun game between who reaches out and grabs these eliminations over the other person. Because everybody else has 1 elimination.
Right. And one of those forefronts is Mary, dropped super low right now. Looks and like actually goes down to blood.
Yeah. This circle going back to the west side of the map, I think is going to be an important thing to focus on here, because now those high kill players like Eric, Ty, they're moving back into the circle. They're still moving toward the circle. They haven't gotten a position where they could just base up, stack up on their mats, and then sort of build their path through. And that's but Jiren, he's playing it slow. He's saying, hey, I don't need to waste mats here.
He's so smart.
Yeah, this is a smart play. He knows he has no pressure on any end. He has Ty in his sights. It's all about just waiting him out. And another player noticed him, so he's going to have to build a little bit, of course. But I think a lot of the action is about to happen, Zeke, and I hope you're ready for it. Because it's happening. The circle is starting to close. A minute on the clock. 50 seconds and ticking. Ty is aware. Almost lobs a nade into Ty's 1x1. But Ty's out. He is grappling. He gets lasered
in midair. Everyone is scrambling, Myth.
And now it's time. It's time to make it happen. Players are dying on this, are being eliminated on this rotation, doing their absolute best not to get hit in any situation. They want to keep their HP up. Jiren having a Portafort, a grenade launcher is going to be huge. If Jiren wants to make the most out of his current kit right now, he needs to start lobbing GLs currently, in my opinion. There aren't many opportunities after the circle to have the right distance to be able to grenade launch somebody to where it actually explodes and it actually has an impact on the gameplay. So if he's going to do it, now's the time. He needs to find somebody and focus them, or not do it at all, because it's going to come down to that point in the game where it's not available. And here we go, Boyer, and not in a bad situation either. Having the medkit, having the bed, he's on the edge of the zone. He's going to be one of the first people to be able to rotate, and he is in first place.
That's right, man.
And I want to highlight something as well. I don't know if Camo's in this game again, but he was 1 point away, and we also talked about the fact that Camo is in the game. Apologies, Camo is in the game, and they're 1 point and he's 1 point away from either tying, or he could surpass if he gets the amount of eliminations, or if he gets the right placement. This is going This is going to be an intense match. It's literally going to come down to points, singular points. Who got the elimination? Who didn't get the elimination? Boyer making his way through, getting eliminated from the back. Boyer needs to do everything in his power to stay alive. The mindset that he needs to be playing in is, hey, Camo is alive. He's a threat. Eric getting into an engagement right now, trying to get into that. Camo's down. Camo's out of the game. Eric out of the game. People are being swatted like flies at this point. 70 blue. Rise are getting a big hit on its opponent. We'll see what he can do with it. But Boyer being able to maintain the high ground in this situation. There's other people above him. He's trying to shoot them down, but this is a good situation for Boyer. If he wants to be in mid ground, if he wants to play it out slow, safe, feel free, because that's what he's going to have to do. But he needs an elimination soon here, Azik. He doesn't have enough mats to sustain all this. And a rocket comes out of
takes down
left center
Riser.
field.
Look, Boyer goes down
to
the likes of Svenos.
To the likes, I like that. That's fancy.
To the likes of Fan. There you go. Yeah. I practice sometimes, but Apostle here. So what's interesting is you've got a few members here that have no eliminations.
Yes. The only people that have eliminations are 5 players, Zeke. 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. And as we're making this rotation to the last circle, somebody's going to come up big here. People don't have the resources. People weren't fighting when it mattered the most. So the time to get the resources that you need from the kills are now. You need to make something happen.
No.
Dev needs to get through this wall. He needs to get an elimination if he wants to have a place in this game. He's 2 eliminations in. He sees somebody's running. He's just going to carry him from the back. He misses a shotgun shot, and then gets wet from the side. Svenos holding onto that high ground, though. With phenomenal, like, he's just holding it down. He's held up by 1 floor.
That's scary.
If somebody notices, he could come down. It could all come crumbling for him. But the kill leader right now only has around 55, 60 HP. Here he is, Blood, 59 HP. That is not a healthy situation to be in. And with Svenos on the high, I wouldn't want to be in this situation myself. Things are going to come down, and they're going to come down fast on these players, especially if they don't get the picks they need. Cooler gets a pick. Svenos getting contested for high ground. He's trying to do anything that he can in his power to keep it. But he's got to come down sooner or later. 100 mats. His opponent's behind him. He actually has the high. He gets him. And here's the thing. 20 mats, a grappler, and an RPG. It's a 1v1 situation. I bet you any money. Our friend on the low ground here, Cooler, has what he needs to win this game. Exactly. He has the medkit. He was playing this low ground, and he basically wiped out 2 people, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he was at 0 eliminations coming into this late game. 0. And him being able to make this comeback story happen. And a rocket launcher, 2 rockets aren't a big deal, Zeke. 2 rockets are not a big deal when you have mats. And I'll be interested to see how many mats he has. There he goes, he's coming down.
1 rocket left.
Don't let that rocket hit you. He has mats.
The rocket explodes. He splashes him for just enough. Rennick goes down.
I was expecting Rennick to take that W there.
Wow.
Truthfully.
Really?
I think, yeah. I was really... That's good stuff on TS, though. Just landing that rocket. I don't know exactly what Rennick's mat count was, but, man, that was close. That was intense. That was the final game. But you want to know what's crazy? Players didn't play more aggressive toward the end, toward this last game. They said, hey, we're going to wait it out. We're going to see what happens. We're going to play more passive. And this was probably one of the lowest elimination games that we've had in a minute. All day, probably. And it was the last game of the day, so people played with the opposite intention. They decided, hey, let's slow it down. I don't want to play risky. I want to get that placement point. And because the placements were so close to one another, they just were just going for that one point, those 2 points, that 3 points, hoping that the people above them weren't in, were like trying to do the same essentially, or weren't in the game, or were trying to play aggressive.
Yeah.
But little do they know, I think a lot of those players were playing with that intention.
Yeah.
Which might have costed a lot of people the game.
The game was played pretty slowly. I think you made a great point. It's very passive. A lot of players were playing very defensively, even like Saboyer, right? When we tuned into him, he had no eliminations. and he was just trying to go for placements, and he gets picked off, so he doesn't accrue any points. So now a lot of these players that did opt to go a little more aggressive, not that much more, they could potentially hit the board here. They could hit top 20 just off this game.
Yeah, we just seen it happen where late game he picked up 3 kills. He was 2nd place. That's big. Those are points you're putting up, and you probably got top 20 at least if you weren't in top 20 before, or you jumped up 5, maybe 6, 7 slots in the placing. So I'm super excited to see the leaderboards after this, because I think it's going to be insane to see how the points play out and whatnot. But that was sort of like the mind game or the mental point game that was just played right now, where players are playing for their points. They're playing where they could play their points, and if they're confident in their ability to get to late game, that's where they're going to play. But none of them had mats at the end. None of them had mats.
It's a tough spot to be in. There's also a fun little clip, Myth, I think you're going to like.
Yeah?
Let's take a look at this.
I like clips.
This is that moment where Boyer said, represent!
Lucky Llamas, double L's, put them in the air.
There you go. Spraying them down. Yeah, man. So coming into that last game, it was a much slower than
I like Boyer.
All right, Boyer, shout outs to you. But yeah, that game was very, very slowly played. Coming out at the end, TS versus Rennick. We saw TS up top. He didn't use any mats. He just kind of sat there with the RPG out, and he was like, look, I know you're in the 1-by-1. What are you going to do? Make a move.
I don't know. I would have tried to maybe like bait out the Rockets, but like that's such a sticky situation, because that late into the game, you think that, because I really
taking a look at some Boyer played out of his mind most of the day. You know, just being that consistent player. Final standings. Let's take a look together. Here we go. So Boyer maintains first place, even without accruing points.
Wow.
Now, don't forget, TS comes in right behind him, so we go to tiebreakers, we go to eliminations, and then victory rounds and eliminations.
Yes.
That means Boyer moves out ahead, so TS comes in second. Now, Camo from Lucky Llamas comes in third. Rojo right there, fourth, and then Marky in fifth. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, it's the top 20 that place in the money. Unfortunately, we didn't see any big bonuses.
Yeah.
I'm a little let down, just a little bit.
It's all good, you know.
The gameplay, though, it's been incredible to see.
Fortnite's just gonna have to show up.
Big bonuses game after game.
And if not, I'm going into the pro scrim cord, and I'm unleashing fury on everyone, on everybody.
And look, take it out, Myth. Friddle there, barely making it into top 20, edging out the Vic. And again, look at how many players there had just 2 points. If they had found that additional point, even just 2 points there would have made all the difference. They would have been top 20. That's how close these games come down to be. What do you think, man? Now you got to see all of EU. You got to wake up early enough. You got to see their games. What do you got for me?
Just overall, I think one of the biggest issues that we've seen throughout the matches was just like when to play your aggression and when not to play your aggression. We've seen people have the tools necessary, and they kind of like would use the tools too early and then end up in a situation where they don't focus on the rotation, which is critical and led to a lot of people's downfall. I think that's like one of the main reasons why we didn't see any big bonuses. And then toward the end there, you know, nobody had mats. Like throughout all these games, like there are no mats. So I'm interested to see if that's just a big bonus thing. But that was a slow game. That's why I'm so confused. I'm like, that was a super slow game in terms of eliminations, but the mat count didn't even like add up, in my opinion, for the amount of eliminations that there were. We've had games where there are players with 6, 7 eliminations, but they have way more mats. So I'm curious to see the differences between mat game. I think that'll be the big like eye opener between NA and EU.
Yeah.
I think EU might take a little bit. Like I said, these are all takes things up in time.
Enjoying the action, a game.
dirt. But I'm throwing dirt.
There you go.
It's come on. Let me I don't know. Are there any emotes to represent the American flag? I don't think so. Lucky Llama's in chat.
There it is.
Yeah.
Lucky Llamas in chat. For you guys at home, don't forget to obviously use that hashtag #FallSkirmish. Use it. Rep your favorite clubs. Talk about how Myth has helped you up your game. And obviously, we love having conversation with you. Let us know what you think. Make predictions, etc. And on top of that, we've seen two very important things come out of this week that we really quickly want to touch on. First one is the Skull Trooper. So if you haven't seen on Twitter, we made a post. If you own Skull Trooper, get 20 games in before Sunday, because next week we're unlocking the Ghost Portal back bling. So get 20 games in before Sunday. On top of that, we finally have details as far as TwitchCon goes. There's more information over on Fortnite.com, so tune in there as far as peripherals, format, etc. There's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be going down at TwitchCon. I'm very excited, and I believe you're going to be there.
I will be there.
I will be there as well.
Yeah.
Which is less important because you're more important. But with that, we're about to hop into game number 1 of the day. So, you know, EU obviously set a pace and a kind of a standard from the first. We'll have to see.
Tilted Towers had at least 4 to 5 people at a time. Pleasant Park, 2-3 people. Other than that, I think Tilted and Whaling were like those high contestant points. Maybe even Retail had around 2, 3, maybe 4 players at a time. So it is going to see how the NA scene kind of decides to shift things up toward these certain parts of the map. And as you can see, just straight off the bat, it's the same thing with Whaling Woods. You got the 2 people on Floating Island.
Yep.
You have the 2 people in the woods, 3 people in the woods, 1 person going at a house. We talked about that briefly in the EU broadcast, but basically it's going to be interesting to see how that player sweeps through Whaling Woods, takes their time, and lets the other players do the work. But going into here, we have Obey Quiz dropping at Gus, a.k.a. Racetrack. He is accompanied by somebody else on the west side building. He's going to go ahead, get into it real quick, destroying that ammo box and everything else in its path. A Maze dropping at the warehouses near Junk Junction. He has an opponent there. Optic Baldy has some shield, a pump versus a pistol.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
I think it's the right play. Just go ahead and bail out.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, unless you can land a few good headshots.
Oh,
or a tactical shotgun. There
Yep.
you go. Amaze is being amazing. Now, the question is, can he lock down Baldy, who, like you said, has shields as well?
And Baldy has them in his hands.
Baldy's loadout, not that much better.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same, except it's a pump and a silence pistol.
He has more range he could work with when it comes to shotgun damage, and that is what I think, with the angle he's holding, will be a big... If he plays his situation out correctly, he should come out on top with his range being more effective.
Man,
but Amaze is closing that gap. You see, Amaze is pushing that gap, knowing that he could push that limit, that boundary, if he does get close to him. But Baldy with the armor, you know, I don't know if you want to take it.
It's 75. He'd have to crack him a few times before even getting shot back. Look who's just over the hill, though. Liquid Vivid. Now here's the question. How much noise does he make? Oh, does he have a beat on him? Not like this.
A flower pot. You got it.
Yeah.
You hate to see
Flower pots are dangerous. Gotta watch out for those.
So this fight's taking a bit too long. I think somebody needs to just take the aggression, and if it's anybody, it's your boy up top. With him having the shield advantage, I don't know if he knows he has it, but he just needs to get some sort of damage on him, get some sort of knowledge, and, you know, hopefully not take any damage in return. But this fight is going to cost them, and the circle does not seem to be necessarily in their favor 100% here. There we go. He's got the knowledge. He knows he's not blue, but Baldy gets dropped tremendously in this early game battle. Forced to bandage, forced to play slow and passive. Amaze creeps back into the building. I don't know if Amaze knows he has the health advantage here. He might not, but he's just going to go to full anyways, because he knows he definitely got a shield off. Yeah. 100%. He's aware of that.
You know, though, I mean, if he probably saw the damage number, he probably had to assume, like, all right, I've at least cracked 100 shield here. He should have just gone aggressive. I mean, especially with attack, right? He has more opportunities to fire between the shots.
But there's no match to go aggressive here. Both of them are, the person high has to make the aggressive play, and that's what we see here. Baldy, but Vivid from the hill, looking like a Goliath. Look at him. Full HP, full armor, throwing boogie bombs, and Lupo and Tilted.
Also a Lucky Llama.
Indeed.
Lupo's and Tilted as we have a few people on Tilted, and like you could already see Lupo's just moving through Tilted, making it happen. Back to Vivid and Baldy. The story to be had. Baldy just got his first elimination, but Vivid knows that he just got out of engagement. He watched it happen. Lucky Llama represent. We'll see if he can pull it off.
Baldy with the wall at it.
Aggressive play.
It's not quite enough. Vivid had the shield, had the weapons. Now he is dropped very low, but he's got the half shield, he's got the meds. He's going to be able to top himself back off and start this rotation. Look at Tilted. So it's interesting. We're kind of seeing what we saw in Europe.
A little bit, but one thing I want to notice is that no one's dropping double Ls. And that's a big thing. In EU, people would contest and drop double Ls. And Lupo jumping off of the ramp. They're both at kill range right now. Lupo needs to hold this one by one. Lupo does have a pump. If he could get a clean shot, it is over for him.
The wall edit,
unfortunately,
is too much.
Yes.
That is Dr. Lupo going down.
And Destroy's just like, my campfire, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for placing that.
Oh, Joseph takes down.
I feel like I'm watching a highlight reel. What's happening? It's just back-to-back madness right now. Early game.
Look at Dusty though. He is super low. 8 health. Now he's got the 100 shield, which is good, but
true.
Okay, that was almost fall damage.
Difficult fight. His opponent's on the other side here. They're going for the high ground. Joseph, he's going to have the position here. He's going to make sure he connects to the other building. Has a real solid foundation to work on. Going to get more information on his opponent, see if he can knock him down in any way, get any sort of damage on him. I don't think any shots are going to be taken, but this engagement, one of these guys are going to choose to back off soon. Or just keep trying to pummel him with rockets, but the mat count is dwindling.
Yeah, and took fall damage for it. This is kind of something we talked about earlier, is the amount of time you have during an engagement. Obviously, shorter is better, because you can kind of take down an opponent, grab their stuff, and kind of get moving.
And Joseph's already out, and here we go. Spicy already in an engagement. Here it's Horrify getting shot from his east, his northeast. He's going to make sure he blocks that up before he tries to continue to pick this. Single clinger, he's trying to make something happen out of it. But I don't think there's going to be anything that he can do to get past this metal unless he just goes for it.
Yeah, Horrify having to use metal.
Sorry. Oh! Horrify catches him off guard. Gets the pump shot!
The turnaround! That was textbook, man.
That was a big play.
Has 100 health. So only lost shield in that entire little skirmish there.
And I think it's important to note how Horrify really played the mental state of that game. He waited till his opponent was getting shot at, right? He waited till his opponent was distracted by the person in the third party. Then he makes the play for the shotgun shot.
Right.
So that was really well done by Horrify, giving him one elimination. He's back to farming. I mean, he's already near 1K medal. And we're back at Tilted with B-Sox.
You see that little house there with 3 people inside it? It's a lot. B-Sox is taking their time.
Yeah.
This is from Horrify's perspective here. Right there. Super clean, man. Mason. So this is the house currently with players pretty much all over the place. Oh, you see Camille's is out there not too far away coming in.
Yep, and now it's the battle for Trump. That's probably the one thing about NA Fortnite. I guess the tilted play that I've seen so far is Trump Tower, or just the Castle Tower. Castle building is like the building that people want to take, right? People want to have that building, so because that's like the building you basically have control of. If you have control of all tilts, if you have control of that building,
right? And
in EU, it seemed like people just kind of cared about their own little building and whatnot. That wasn't the case. Well, here you go, B-Sox ready to make a play on an opponent breaking out of this rock. But here we go, Destroy right above his opponent. This could be something good. But Mason has the double barrel. He's gonna let it rip into Destroy.
Wow. And he just outtrades him all the way through.
Yeah, and Mason wants more. He's not done.
Now, who was the person there that was shooting?
That was Horrify.
Okay. NetJ's close by as well. No. And I think Camille's is the little diamond down south. Let's try to see. Let's take a look at where the safe zone is. So you know, upwards near floating island, just outside of Dusty, which is good.
So big positions of contention when it comes to looking at this zone and where you want to be setting yourself for this next upcoming circle. Divot, probably not the best idea. On top of the diner, on top of the warehouses, that's going to be a good position if you want to get yourself anywhere in that area, in that southwest region of the map. Land Bridge, that's the area south of Tomato Temple. That's also going to be a very, very contested area. I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen many players drop around that area. And any of the little hills around the container site is also going to be really solid. And I think we're going to see a lot of people kind of wait on the northeast side of the map, play it real nice and slow around. Oh, Mason getting into engagement here with a few members. It's a pinch for JTT here.
Oh, he's trying to get him with that double barrel. He's trying to close in. Just taking time to reload everything. That's how much time how much he's dedicated his engagement. All of his weapons. JT is down below. He's got a shockwave and a slurp.
Oh,
a huge headshot, though. He's trying to close it in. There you go.
Gets it.
2 eliminations. So don't forget, one more that put a point on the board for Mason. And I mean, he's doing okay, all things considered, right? Storm's only ticket for 1 at the moment. It's not too bad, but
Definitely.
he's just kind of chilling. He's like, is there someone else around? Can I rotate safely?
Yeah,
and yes.
And something that's going to be interesting to see is as these players on the northeast side of the map start to, I suppose, get solidified around the island, a lot of them are going to want to use the floating island as a rotational tool for the next circle. We're going to see that, and it's going to be cool to see where the players decide to drop. And Barton actually, oh man, you hate to get hit like that, just out of nowhere, and just your shield's gone.
But it's over to Old Dusty Diner.
Yep, and here's B-Sax put in a nice position, like I said, right near these warehouses, where he basically has control of this entire area. And, you know, he didn't necessarily waste much for it. He has 700 mats. If he could get a pick, it will allow him to